Today I'm going to be taking an oraquick HIV test. I've never had one before, and I just feel like it would be a smart thing to have done at least once in my life, and so we're going to do it together. I got it for free at the takemehome.org website, takemehome.org. All right, so let's jump in. I got this kit here, and I've been reading the instructions. And so one of the things we're going to do is we're going to open up this tube. And one of the things you want to make sure you do is that you don't eat or drink anything, no mouthwash, toothpaste, or anything 30 minutes before starting this test. And so there we go. And then we're going to go ahead, open this. It says make sure you hold it upright and gently pop off the lid. Don't twist. All right, so we've popped off the lid. And the next part is to open this. This is the swab. You don't even have to do blood tests. You don't have to get blood drawn. They do have now a prick test where they just prick your finger and can let you know. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and you swab once on top and once on the bottom. Here we go. Swab once on top and once on the bottom. That's it. And then you go ahead and put this in the liquid. Put the test directly into the test tube where indicated, holding up. And you slide it into a little spot where it sits. And we're just gonna let it sit. And now we need to wait about 20 to 40 minutes. So 20 to 40 minutes. And let's see what else this says. The test stick window will turn pink for a few minutes. That's normal. And then let's see what the next things say. This page shows the results. So one line, so there's a thing that says C and there's a thing that says T. And one line on C means negative and two lines means positive. So if your result is negative, please read the booklet from the lower pull-out drill, what this means for you. If you still have questions, you can talk to a doctor. If your result is positive, a doctor, clinic, or healthcare provider must confirm your results, your in-home results. So it sounds like they'd probably want you to go at least get the prick test, probably even get your blood drawn and find out what your viral load is and all of that and get more information. So now we basically wait. So let me read the other things this says. I can see it turning pink on there. All right. oraquick is used in healthcare clinics, doctor's offices, and hospitals. Let's see. So this is the same test used by healthcare professionals, result in just 20 minutes. It provides a way to regularly test for HIV. Testing on a regular basis is important to help stop the spreads of HIV. 99.9% accuracy in people not infected with HIV. 91.7% accurate in people infected with HIV. So there is some margin of error, but that's still pretty good. That's still pretty good results. Let's see, and then the back says, what does this test do? oraquick is an in vitro diagnostic home use test for HIV in oral fluid. This HIV test works by looking for your body's response to fighting the HIV virus, antibodies. Use only as an oral test. Do not use this test with blood, plasma, semen, or urine, sweat, breast milk, or any other fluids. When should I use this test? This test can detect HIV infections if used 3 months after a risk event. So there will be lag time. So if you feel like you were just possibly exposed, you would want to go in and get the finger prick test. Again, they just prick your finger and it's just a drop of blood. It's super easy breezy. So if you feel like you have that risk and you want that peace of mind to know for yourself, get in there, go get it done. Using this test earlier than 3 months, since a risk event may not produce an accurate test result. So again, you need it needs to have been something that happened in the past. If you test within the first 3 months, you should test again 3 months after. All right. A risk event is defined by any of the following activities: sex, vaginal, oral, or anal, with multiple partners; sex with someone who is HIV positive or whose HIV status you don't know; sex between a man and another man; using illegal injected drugs or steroids; shared needles or syringes; exchanged sex for money; having been diagnosed or treated for hepatitis, tuberculosis, or a sexually transmitted disease like syphilis. You can also use this test if you want to know your status. If you just want to know, if you just want some peace of mind. If you are pregnant, test anytime. If you are age 17 or older. So you really can pretty much qualify for this test just if you've had multiple partners and never been tested before. When should I not use this test? Most people feel a little bit anxious when taking an HIV test. But if you feel anxious about taking the test, you might want to wait until you are calmer or get tested by your doctor or local clinic. To make decisions on behalf that may put you at increased risk, if the seal's been broken on the box, if you are HIV positive or on treatment or preventative treatments for HIV, this test is not necessary. You already know your status. If today is after the expiration date on the outside of the box, or if you are 16 or younger. So, all pretty standard stuff. Let's see, I can see one line on the C right now. It's been about 6 minutes. So I'll go ahead and let it continue to run. But I am just seeing the one line on the C, which would be negative. So we'll go ahead and, I don't want to move this around too much. But there you go. There's the one line you can see right there. So I decided I wanted to get tested because I was making a list of everyone I've been with, and I just kind of realized, I had found out one ex was a heroin user in his past, and that was quite a few years ago now, but the risk isn't zero. The risk isn't zero. There is a risk there. And I have also just had unprotected sex in my past. And I was reading Reddit, and a girl was talking about how she got HIV, and then I kind of just started researching it. And I started listening to people's stories on YouTube about how they found out. And a lot of times people really had no suspicions. And a lot of times it was women who, when they got pregnant, they check you regularly when you're pregnant. And that was how a lot of women found out. And I was surprised that, you wouldn't feel sicker. You wouldn't feel like you're dying. You could actually just have had a really bad cold flu kind of feeling at some point, and it could have even passed, and you could really not feel like that's an issue or a potential problem. A lot of people were really shocked by the results they got. And I haven't really donated blood or plasma, so I haven't gotten tested then. I'm not sure if I've ever been tested. I'm 43 years old, so It just felt like, with my history and there being some potential risk, something I wanted to know for my own well-being and for my own sense of just general knowledge. I wanted that peace of mind, I wanted that peace of mind. And so if you feel like you've potentially had risk, and I do get sick pretty easy. I get colds and flus really regularly and super, super easy. And so, yeah, still just showing the one line. So there we go. And the pink is fading now. So, again, I'll let it go ahead and run the 20 minutes just to be sure. But, so after doing this deep dive and realizing that it really could happen to anyone, and that I just kind of put myself in the shoes of the people who had to go through it, and it gave me an idea for a book that I am going to be writing about a girl who finds out she gets diagnosed, and so she has to track down all of her exes and disclose it to them, and also try to kind of solve the puzzle and mystery of who she got it from. And so I've got some titles in mind right now. One of them would be like Down with the Sickness. I'm not in love with that one. I wanted something with sickness. I wanted something to kind of give you a sense of the story. I was also thinking something with like All My Exes, or something about, how she's going to have to be tracking down all of her exes. I know there was a Netflix show about a guy who got chlamydia or something, and so he had to track down all of his exes, but that was really more like a comedy. And I definitely want this book of mine to be more serious and more of a drama, because obviously HIV is very scary and it is very serious, even though it's not a death sentence anymore. It was so eye-opening to see all the people sharing their stories, and the medications we have now are incredible, absolutely incredible. People are living long, normal lives. People are able to have their viral load so low that they aren't even, it's just, we've come such a long way, thank God, in the medication for HIV. Really, it's amazing. I wish we were making the same leaps and bounds in cancer and Alzheimer's as we've made in HIV, but thank God for what we have. That people who are getting HIV can live normal, healthy lives. And I'm not saying it's still not scary and it's not difficult, but it's not the same as it was 10 years ago. It's a completely different game. So all the pink is faded, just one line. I'm gonna go ahead and take that as the result, that I'm negative. And so that feels good. That feels good. It was super easy to find out, and what a nice thing to have available for us in this day and age, that we can just do a mouth swab at home and get results like this and move on with our lives, and take precautions out there, and try to keep ourselves and others safe. And yeah, so that's going to be it for me for today. But if you want the same peace of mind, I highly suggest getting it. You can also buy this kit off of Amazon, or I think even Walmart.com, or probably, any major site like that should have the oraquick in-home HIV swab test. And you can find out your status, and knowledge is good. It's good to know. It can be scary, but it's good to know, because then you can deal with it. You can get on the appropriate medications. You can start getting better. you can reduce your viral load and you can have a healthy life. So yeah, thanks for coming and sharing this experience with me. And I wish you and your family all the health and all the best. All right, goodbye.